Hello everyone and welcome to another video by CineP Geek. Today I'm going to do my first impression video over the Xbox 360 game by the name of Saints Row the Third. Saints Row the Third is the sequel, of course, to the game called Saints Row 2. Now if you don't know what the Saints Row games are, the Saints Row franchise is, it's pretty much a Grand Theft Auto style game, but a little more ridiculous and a little more over the top for you fans of that kind of stuff out there. Very sandbox style. You pretty much drive around the town doing missions and pretty much killing people in whatever ways you just darn well feel like it, right? That's pretty much just the Saints Row games. Sandbox, Grand Theft Auto style, but more over the top. Well, I thought Saints Row 2 overall, I thought it was a decent game. You know, that the storyline was decent. You know, I've always thought that for these Grand Theft Auto games that the storylines aren't always why you play the games. The storyline was definitely a decent one, but overall, my favorite storyline for the whole sandbox games has always been Grand Theft Auto San Andreas with Carl Johnson as the main character you play as in that game. I always thought that one was actually a really well done storyline. Grand Theft Auto 4 was okay on the storyline with Niko Bellic. It wasn't an amazing one. It's a great game, but the storyline was kind of whatever. Saints Row 2, once again, the graphics are still pretty cool. They have that whole arcade kind of graphics. The graphics are still pretty cool, and they hold up somewhat today. And the gameplay overall holds up great still. The gameplay is still phenomenal in this game. So anyways, that was the second one. And now we have the game called Saints Row the Third. Now, I have to say, first of all, that this game is amazing. And as always, in my first impression videos, I'm going to talk about three main things. Three things that should be very familiar to us gamers out there. I'm going to talk about the gameplay. I'm going to talk about the overall storyline. And then, of course, I'm going to talk about the graphics of the game, of the Xbox 360 game titled Saints Row the Third. Now, let me first off say, let me talk about the storyline. If I had to make any complaints about Saints Row the Third, I'm going to make one complaint, and that's the storyline for the game, which is kind of, so far, this is the first impression video, so my final reaction video might be a little different, but I'm currently 11%, get this, 11% into the game, and there hasn't been too many cutscenes. Not too many cutscenes at all. Right now, the storyline is the least of my concern, though. I don't really care. I didn't buy Saints Row the Third to play the storyline. I don't really care about any of the characters, honestly. I don't really, I like Johnny Gat as a character in the game. He's probably my favorite. But overall, I really don't care about the characters or the storyline. I just want to kill people in really sadistic ways, in all honesty. I mean, isn't that the reason we all play those sandbox GTA-style games? Am I right? Anyways, overall, the storyline is kind of whatever. I mean, you go out, you get your clothes. The storyline hasn't kicked in. I'm 11% in. And overall, the storyline is kind of, But who cares about the storyline, right? It definitely doesn't make the game's status go down any. So, next thing, let's talk a little bit about the graphics of the game called Saints Row the Third. The graphics are amazing. Lots of bright colors, very vivid, very lively. Overall, it's animated in a great fashion that really feels very arcade-like. When you kill people, their bodies do backflips and stuff. When you jump out of a helicopter or a VTOL F-69 jet of some kind, when you jump out, it's very cool. You got flies through the air. It's great. I mean, that's it. The graphics look great. It works great for the game. I wouldn't say the graphics are mind-blowing. Look at this, But the graphics they work very well for what Saints Row the Third gives us. And then the most important thing we're going to talk about today is the gameplay and the game titled Saints Row the Third for the Xbox 360. The gameplay, I have to say, is so fun. Just so you guys know, I do play with cheats. I play with invincibility. I didn't play the game. I didn't buy the game so I could play through it regularly. Though I will probably once I beat through it with cheats. And then I'm going to beat it without cheats just to see how difficult and how hard the game actually is. But for right now, I'm getting the most out of the game by playing it with cheats. So, I am playing it with cheats. Call me a noob all you want, right? So anyways, with cheats, the game is hilariously fun. So fun. You can use all kinds of different guns. There's the Mulsuck launcher, which is shoots this little octopus. I haven't used that one yet, but I've seen it in videos. Apparently you can shoot an octopus in someone's head. Once you level up your guns high enough, you have a Gravedigger shotgun gun that can actually shoot someone and make them burst into flames. You have a Viper laser rifle. It's not a sniper rifle, sounds like one, but you have a Viper laser rifle that also like shoots kind of like a machine gun, but it's like futuristic, and it makes people go into flames. And overall, there are so many. There's an abundance of weapons in the game Saints Row the Third that you can never get bored of it. I mean, weapons aside, you can even use your fist to fight people, unlike, Saints Row 2. Yes, you could use your fist. Yes, you leveled up with different gang members and got roundhouse kicks and stuff like that, but nothing on the capacity of what Saints Row the Third has done. Saints Row the Third has done something so creative and so innovative that it's really cool. You can literally walk up to a random person in the street and do a DDT on them. How is that not cool, right? You can take someone's head and just like do a bulldog like from, WWE or something, like a wrestling move. You can, if you push the left trigger, you'll do like slow motion combos where you'll have to like push right trigger and left trigger at a certain time in order to get a certain breakdown percentage or beatdown percentage. But if you run at someone and just push right trigger, it's a random attack he'll do. You can't control it. Sometimes he'll drop kick him. Sometimes he'll like jump on them. Other times he'll jump over them and punch him in the face. It's random. So right trigger is random, and then left trigger he does like a slow motion combo. Or you can just push right trigger and he'll just do regular punches and kicks. I'm sure as you go throughout the game you'll level up your kicks and punches and stuff like that. But right now, like I said, I'm only currently 11% into the game. Overall, I'm really enjoying Saints Row the Third. It's a great game. The fighting is great. It's just so over the top. The driving is also very, very cool too. Like you can go full speed, turn your nitrous on if you have nitrous in your car, and then come to a full-on stop just by pressing the A button, the green button A, and then it's like that's your handbrake, and you can just pull and power slide off into a turn, and just take a left turn, whatever you need to do to get to where you're going. And overall, the driving is just really good in the game titled Saints Row the Third. I love the driving. Let me see if there's anything else I need to talk about. See if the book. I thought this was kind of strange. The book for the game is not very big at all. It's not even much of a book. It's more of like a church bulletin pamphlet of some kind. I'll show you guys real quick. But here's the book. 3 lousy pages. Not that we need a bunch, but sometimes they got some nice pictures to look at, I guess. All they really have here, it's just fundamental for you to know, is the control scheme. We got to know our controls for our games, right? But I just thought that was kind of strange since the book is so small. But like I said, the storyline, you don't play these kind of games for the storyline. I don't really care about the storyline. The graphics, like I said, they're arcade graphics. They work for what Saints Row the Third tries to do. It achieves and succeeds very well at what it does. And then overall, the gameplay is phenomenal. You have great weapons, great driving. There's so much to do in this game. The great thing about this game is the freedom you are given in the game, in the Xbox 360 game titled Saints Row the Third. You are given so much freedom that I could literally play this for probably a good 5 or 6 hours and not get bored and probably do something different every hour of the game. Whether I'm just getting in an all-out rampage with cops and different gang members, or whether a brute, if you guys play the game, a brute, the big guys with the tank tops and stuff, or whether a brute comes after me, whether some guy in like an Easter Bunny costume comes up to me and I have to fight him. There's so many different like little mini game challenges you can do, like the Angel Warfighter, where you have to protect a car from a helicopter with a rocket launcher, annihilator gun. But with all those different missions and all those different little critiques that you have to do and participate in if you want, there's literally an endless amount of freedom in these kind of games. That's why sandbox games and GTA style games work so well, is because there's so much freedom. If I was comparing this to Grand Theft Auto 4, I'd say Grand Theft Auto 4, I would say overall, they're both probably on par with each other. This one, I never liked the way 4 was set up because it's just a huge city and there's not a lot of variety in there. There's definitely some variety in Saints Row the 3 with the city. There's a lot of variety in there. There's different things that are going on. But overall, 4, the Grand Theft Auto series is more of a realistic take on the sandbox games. Like when you hit a windshield or you hit a light post, your character will fly up out of the windshield and stuff like that. It's more of a realistic approach. With the game Saints Row the Third, what THQ tries, because Rockstar is behind the Grand Theft Auto games, what THQ tries to do with the Saints Row franchise is they're not trying to make something realistic. they're making it over the top on purpose, and it's ridiculous in an over the top way that it makes it hilariously funny and also fun to play. So overall, if you want an over the top, GTA style game, I would definitely recommend Saints Row the Third. Like I said, this is my first impression video, so my impressions about the game's storyline, graphics, and gameplay for the overall game of Saints Row the Third might change in the next few weeks as I dig into the game. Just so you guys know, I did actually buy this game. I bought this off Amazon for a little over $20, about $23 I believe. And so I did not get it off GameFly. So I will not, because usually with my GameFly games, I keep them for about a week, about a week, or maybe a little over a week sometimes, but usually just about a week. But I actually bought this game, so my final reaction video may not be for another 2 or 3 months because I really want to get the full worth of this game. And then once I make a final reaction video, it'll pretty much be like a Saints Row the Third video game review video, telling you my final reviews once I've beaten the game and everything. I'll probably just wait to make a video for that whenever I beat all the main missions. But anyways, definitely a great game. Pick it up if you have a chance, because it's ridiculous over-the-top fun that a lot of sandbox games can't give you. There hasn't been a game this over-the-top in a while where you can just use a Pocket Fist, hit people. A Pocket Fist makes the apocalypse inside of a person, makes them explode, makes cars explode. It's pretty much like putting on Hulk Fist. There's so many different cool things. Anyways, I'm a little rambling, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off. Once again, thanks for watching my first impression video of the Xbox 360 game titled Saints Row the Third. I believe it's also on the PlayStation 3, so if you have a PS3, pick it up. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe to the page below, and I will see you guys later with another video review by Centipede Geek.